and you with wide-eyed holes and various kinds of scents and melodies of female slaves, together with those other blessings, and you may be exalted in the company of the prophets and the Siddiqs, perfected men of truth, and Shahids, that is, dedicated witnesses to the cause of truth, and Said, that is, ordinary men of piety who are free from glaring sins in the high heaven.
Jazakallah khair, Ustaz Ibrahim. Barakallah fikum. This course is general advices for the best of our dunya and akhirah. In general, what things we have to do, what things we have to avoid. So starting with the things which we have to avoid, and then after that the things which we have to perform. So the way, if you want to reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through as-sirat al-mustaqim, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. So sirat al-ladina an'amta alayhim, those, Ya Allah, guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you guided before us. Sirat al-ladina an'amta alayhim. Those whom they guided, who are they? The one we have learned from him, and the one we have learned from him, we have learned from them. The chain, Salihin, reach to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, chief of all al-muhtadeen alayhi salatu wa salam, the leader of al-muhtadeen. So in this case, there is something called manhaj. Manhaj is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have prepared for us, the discourses, the path, the knowledge, the sharia, all the deen which came to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and then after that, Sahaba, Tabi'i, al-ulama, those who they explain to us al-Islam in a perfect way. So we have to follow this manhaj, this path, and to be always on the same path and not to go astray. The religion, Islam, is secure. And when Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam been sent as a mercy and the last messenger, the message of peace and rahmah, by Allah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him, and he was a seal, khatam, nabiyyi, the last prophet. By sending him as the last prophet, that means the ummah is secure and protected from shirk. There is no shirk after that. There is fitna, fight for dunya, hasad, innovation. And this all, the sickness of hearts, there will be a solution, there will be a medicine for it. sometimes heart medicine, like someone sick, give him tablet, someone give him syrup, someone give him injection, someone need operation for him to get cured. But when Allah sent Sayyidina Rasulullah with the message of the oneness of God, Aqidat al-Tawheed, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with this barakah and Islam being protected and secured by Him subhanahu wa ta'ala by sending this message of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, other than that, if you want to reach, you have to reach to those whom they have reached before. Reading same books, same style, same schools. Meaning here what? Being same education, same style. What they have gone through, how they overcome the problems of the life, how they advise. Because when they advise, it's not someone who's writing a film story or scenario from imagination. It's not. It is a real story, a real and true advices with love for us to overcome all the problems of our life. And if you read carefully this discourse, you will see that he explained, Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Qadir, he has explained to us all the problems of the life, which is, if you can see, talking about us, yani we are the troublemaker. Sayyidina Imam Shafi'i said, عيب زماننا والعيب فينا وما للزمان عيب سوانا. He said, we always accuse the time in the world. This time, this life is not. You see, in fact, we are the sickness of the life. Because you are the one who can make it beautiful, and we are the one who make it sad, ugly. So, to reach to Allah, you have to reach to only one sirat, which He planned for us subhanahu wa ta'ala, to go through it, the manhaj of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No need for us to get new ideas with our own interpretation. Religion is secure. Sometimes we see there is fitness among the Muslims, among them. When you go deeply, you will find he is calling you or calling us to his group, not calling us to Islam of Rasulullah. Names, many names, Samayat. These names will be there 10, 20, 30, 40 years, till that will go. But manhaj al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah from Rasulullah's time up to now, till the end of the life. He said, Al-khayru fiyya wa fi ummati ila qiyam as-sa'ah. The good will be on me and my ummah till judgment day, inshallah. We'll continue. As long as we understand religion through the understanding of respected and knowledgeable ulama, scholars. Now, we have the Imam al-Shafi'i, we have Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa, we have Sayyidina Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, we have Sayyidina Imam Malik. Al-Fiqh, Madhahib, 4 madhabs. The understanding, the ummah, millions of people follow the same. And when you read, the manhaj is one. In Aqidah, one. No differences. In Fiqh, it's choices, options. You see someone praying in Hanafi madhab, follow the Hanafi madhab, someone follow Shafi'i. These options. Gardens with colorful flowers and different smell, perfume, fragrance. Very nice, alhamdulillah. So, the of them, their manhaj, the style, the source of the information is Al-Quran wa Sunnah Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam through the understanding of ulama. Yani if someone reads book or he's attend the class of alims whom they explain to him something, one small book, he finished reading in a masjid, or he buy a book from any bookshop and read it, he should think carefully that by reading the book he not become a alim. He has discovered new things which he don't know. That means he is jahil. He was ignorant, and today he has learned something. Al-ulama, all of them, whenever they study, whenever they read something new, they will discover that, they don't know about it before, and they came to know about it now. So that means they will say, we are juhal before. I am ignorant in this knowledge till I hear today, or I listen, or I read something about it. But they have something to secure them, their knowledge, to identify, to diagnose what is. Sometimes we look to the book from outside. We see, nice book, must be good. Sometimes we look to the book from outside. We see, nice book, must be good. Sometimes we look to the book from outside. We see, nice book, must be good. Sometimes we look to the book from outside. We see, nice book, must be good. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا وشفيعنا محمد سيد الأولين والآخرين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على زنة عرشك ورضا نفسك ومداد كلماتك صلاة ترضيك وترضيه وترضى بها عنا مولانا رب العالمين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. الحمد لله, Allah Tabaraka subhanahu wa ta'ala, His blessing. We are meeting again for the second time in Majlis Ta'aleem, the book of Sayyidina Shaykh Al-Qadr Al-Jilani, Tour al-Ghaib, Evolution of the Unseen. And we pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all with acceptance to learn more and to get the benefit from what we have learned for the better of our dunya and akhirah, inshallah. So we are now tonight on the second discourse, which is on sharing good advice. On sharing good advice. I would love to request Brother Ibrahim to read to us this discourse, inshallah, before we start explaining. So I pass him the mic.
The second discourse on sharing good advice. Follow faithfully in the footsteps of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, and do not create innovation and remain obedient to God and His Prophet, and do not transgress. Uphold the unity of Godhead and do not ascribe any partner to Him, and conceive Him in His holiness, and do not ascribe any evil to Him. Maintain His truth and do not give way to double standards, and remain patient and do not run away, and apply to Him for your needs, but do not feel annoyed, but wait and be united in obedience, and do not be disunited. Love one another and do not bear spite towards one another, and keep free from vices, and do not be contaminated or defiled by them, and beautify yourselves with obedience to your Lord, and do not remain away from the doors of your Master, and do not refrain from being attentive to Him, and do not delay your repentance and return to Him, and do not feel weary of making petition to your Creator at any time, during the day and the night. If you do so, maybe mercy will be shown to you, and you will have good luck and be kept away from hellfire, and be given a happy life in paradise, and be united with God and enjoy the blessings of God together with the company of virgins in the abode of peace, and in the state abide forever. And you may ride good horses, and you may be happy with wide-eyed fools and various kinds of scents and melodies of female slaves, together with those other blessings. And you may be exalted in the company of the prophets and the Siddiqs, perfected men of truth, and Shahids, that is, dedicated witnesses to the cause of truth, and Said, that is, ordinary men of piety who are free from glaring sins in the high heaven.
Jazakallah khair, Ustaz Ibrahim. Barakallahu feekum. This course is general advices for the best of our dunya and akhirah. In general, what things we have to do, what things we have to avoid. So starting with the things which we have to avoid, and then after that the things which we have to perform. So the way, if you want to reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through الصراط المستقيم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. So صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم, those, Ya Allah, guide us to the straight path, the path of those whom you guided before us. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Those whom they guided, who are they? The one we have learned from him, and the one we have learned from him, we have learned from them. The chain, Salihin, raised to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the chief of all al-Muhtadeen alayhi salatu wasalam, the leader of al-Muhtadeen. So, in this case, there is something called manhaj. Manhaj is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have prepared for us, the discourses, the path, the knowledge, the sharia, all the deen which came to Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then after that, Sahaba, Tabi'i, Al-Ulama, those who they explain to us Al-Islam in a perfect way. So we have to follow this manhaj, this path, and to be always on the same path and not to go astray. The religion of Islam is secure. And when Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam being sent as a mercy and the last messenger, the message of peace and rahmah, by that, by Allah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him, and he was a seal, khatam, nabiyyi, the last prophet. By sending him as the last prophet, that means the ummah is secure and protected from shirk. There is no shirk after that. There is fitna, fight for dunya, hasad, innovation. And this all, the sickness of hearts, there will be a solution, there will be a medicine for it. Sometimes heart medicine, like someone sick, give him tablet, someone give him syrup, someone give him injection, someone need operation for him to get cured. But when Allah sent Sayyidina Rasulullah with the message of the oneness of God, Aqidat al-Tawheed, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with this barakah and Islam being protected and secured by Him subhanahu wa ta'ala by sending this message of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, other than that, if you want to reach, you have to reach through those whom they have reached before. Reading same books, same style, same schools. Meaning here what? Meaning same education, same style. What they have gone through, how they overcome the problems of the life, how they advise. Because when they advise, is not someone who's writing a film story or scenario from imagination. It's not. It is a real story, a real and true advices with love for us to overcome all the problems of our life. And if you read carefully this discourse, you will see that he explained, Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Qadir, he has explained to us all the problems of the life, which is, if you can see, talking about us, yani we are the troublemaker. Sayyidina Imam Shafi'i said, عيب زماننا والعيب فينا وما للزمان عيب سوانا. He said, we always accuse the time in the world. This time, this life is not. You see, in fact, we are the sickness of the life. Because you are the one who can make it beautiful, and we are the one who make it sad, I believe. So, to reach to Allah, you have to reach to only one sirat, which He planned for us, subhanahu wa ta'ala, to go through it. The manhaj of Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No need for us to get new ideas with our own interpretation. Religion is secure. Sometimes we see there is fitness among the Muslims, among them. When you go deeply, you will find he is calling you or calling us to his group, not calling us to Islam of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Names, many names, Samayat. These names will be there 10, 20, 30, 40 years, till that will go. But manhaj Sunnah wal Jama'ah from Rasulullah's time up to now, till the end of the life. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, al-khayru fiyya wa fi ummati ila qiyam as-sa'ah. The good will be on me, on my ummah, till judgment day, inshallah. We'll continue. As long as we understand religion through the understanding of respected and knowledgeable ulama, scholars. Now, we have the Imam al-Shafi'i, we have Sayyidina Imam Abu Hanifa, we have Sayyidina Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, we have Sayyidina Imam Malik. Madhahib, four madhabs. The understanding, the ummah, millions of people follow the same. And when you read, the manhaj is one. In aqidah, one. No differences. In fiqh, it's choices, options. You see someone praying in Hanafi madhab, follow the Hanafi madhab, someone follow Shafi'i. These options. Gardens with colorful flowers and different smell, perfume, fragrance. Very nice, alhamdulillah. So, all of them, a manhaj, the style, the source of the information is Al-Quran wa Sunnah Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam through the understanding of ulama. Yani if someone reads book or he's attend a class of alims whom they explain to him something, one small book, he finished reading in a masjid, or he buy a book from any bookshop and read it, he should think carefully that by reading the book he not became a alim. He has discovered new things which he don't know. That means he is jahil. He was ignorant, and today he have learned something. Al-ulama, all of them, whenever they study, whenever they read something new, they will discover that, they don't know about it before, and they came to know about it now. So that means they will say, we are juhal before. I am ignorant in this knowledge, till I hear today, or I listen, or I read something about it. But they have something to secure them, their knowledge, to identify, to diagnose what is Sometimes we look to the book from outside. We see, oh, nice book, must be good. Why? Nicely printed. The cover is nice printed. Yani, who say? You know, who say it, that means good? So when you open and read, then you will understand. And in the meantime, if you are not a swimmer, don't try swim in the sea. If you are not a mechanic, you know, don't try to fix a car. If you are not surgeon, don't make operation. Everyone has studied something, and this is secure for him to do the best. So the religion is also the same. One of the funny things, a man was reading Sahih al-Bukhari or Hadith, Sunan, or any book of Hadith of Rasulullah. So when he was reading, he wants to practice what he's reading, the Sunnah, by his own. Yani he became the mufti of his own self. One day they saw him came to the masjid. Imagine he come to Masjid Sultan, to prayer hall, with a goat. Biri. Inside. Go to the mimbar side, tie the goat, and then start praying. Allahu Akbar. The goat in front of him. Allah. People looked at him, what he's doing? What is this? After he finished, he came, what are you doing here? He said, following the Sunnah. Sunnah? What Sunnah is this? They say, I have read the book of Hadith. Rasulullah, when he used to pray, he used to put his God in front of him. La ilaha illallah. Where is this Hadith, ya akhi? He bring the book. Billah. وكان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا صلى وضع أمامه أو صلى إلى عنزته. عنزته in Arabic, he read it عنزته. عنزة in Arabic mean goat. The goat. عنزة means stick. يعني when he pray, he put a stick like this, so nobody would cross. It's like border. You see sometimes, when people sometimes pray, they put a bag or anything because so that you won't allow. You know that they're praying, so you cut a cross from front, not like a border, something set. Sutra. We call it sutra. So he read it. He didn't know how to read Arabic. He read it anza, not anaza. I found a big problem now. So imagine with me how many people they read without knowledge, and they will destroy more than they will. And like this story is many. So much of story. Yeah. If you want to be a mufti of your own self, Billah, this book, you come by and read as you like. And there is book. These people, when they read one book, finish, complete one book, mashallah, he feels that he's an Imam Shafi'i now. Al-Imam Shafi'i, radiallahu anhu, sorry, they have asked him, how great is your knowledge? How great is your knowledge? Imam Shafi'i don't have a book in his house, all by heart. He read the book one time, the page. Follow the example of when he's reading, he's downloading. He read it one time only, halas, hifz, all to his heart. Allah give him this barakah. So they say, where's your library? He say, in my heart. And he has something special. He never sleep at night. They say, many years, he used to pray Salat Subuh with the wuzu of Isha. When you take wuzu, pray Isha, with the same wudu, he'll pray subuh, because never break, he never sleep, so wudus continue. And he used to eat less. And spend all the night reading. Tahajjud, this. So one day he came to visit Sayyidina Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. So they said the daughter of Sayyidina Ahmad ibn Hanbal used to hear about Imam Shafi'i, about his taqwa, about his knowledge. So she was asking her father how he can do that, pray, always, and most of the time they saw him pray subuh with the wuzu of Isha, and he maintained the wuzu of Isha to subuh. Then he said, maybe you can ask him this question. He's coming to our house tonight, and he ate less. So he came, they cooked food. That day he had all the food. And whatever they put, they will eat. That's one problem. After finish Salat al-Isha, after dinner, pray Isha, put the blanket, sleep. Wake up for subuh, no wuzu. Allahu Akbar, all of them ma'mumeen. What is this? He ate too much. He slept, and then he prayed subuh without wuzu. The way he was sleeping. Then she asked him, Ya Imam. He smiled. He said, I was having sickness for the past few months. Then when you invited your father's house, he cooked this food for me. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ta'amul mu'min shifa. The food of the believer, there is a healing, medicine. Why? Because pure halal, and he chose. Your father, I know, he is very great man. His source of all his food is halal. So I eat more for me to get more medicine, more cure. Biniyat al-shifa I had. And number two, when I slept like this, till subuh I was thinking of 40 mas'ala, 40 questions. So I found solution to all of them till subuh. If I put it in one book, won't be enough. The whole night. So I never sleep. I was just thinking of it. So after I didn't sleep, that's why I prayed subuh without wuzu, because I still have my wuzu. Al-Imam Shafi'i, with all this barakah, they asked him, how great is your knowledge, Ya Imam? He said, the example of my knowledge is like baby just start crawling. Like baby just start crawling. Say, that's my knowledge. After many years, the same man who asked him the question met him again. And he said, Ya Imam, now tell me how great is your knowledge after many years. He said, the baby is still crawling. The same baby, still crawling. Because there is nothing called complete knowledge. Nothing. Whenever you read something, you discover it. It's new for you. Yani before you are jahil on it. You don't know about it. So, al-ilm, ulama, they have something very important. Beside their knowledge, tawadhu al-ulama, humbleness, down to earth of al-ulama, which is very important. And with that only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevated their name. So the manhaj, you have to study, and don't say there is an end. Every day you will discover something which is going to be good for your dunya and for your akhirah, inshallah. And Islam is a simple religion. Simple. Someone make Islam simple for you within the circle of Sharia, of course. He is explaining to you the reality of Islam. If someone say, no, you have to wear like this, your beard have to be this size, your this one have to be, when you sit down, they make it so difficult for you, the problem now. 13 years Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam spent for the message. 23 years. 13 in Mecca, 10 in Medina. 23 years he spent, struggled sallallahu alaihi wasallam for the message to be passed. If it is the last message and the chosen message, you think of it, should be in 1 year. Why 23 years? Nothing. You're not going to reach to anything easily. You have to mujahada, you have to struggle. If that happened to the message of Sayyidina Rasulullah, how about ourselves? You want to change the world within a few minutes. And in a way without. Sayyidina Shaykh Abdul Qadir said, be careful, slowly. You have to love each other. You have to purify yourself from sin. There is a thing which is going to block your process. Going further in your knowledge, there's things going to block. You will find something wrong on you. If you want to go further in your knowledge and study more and to learn more, sometimes, or you want to be better person, better believer, I want to pray, I want to fast Monday, Thursday, I want to pray Tahajjud, I want to recite the Quran, but there's something blocking you. The thing blocking you is yourself. There is something wrong on you. Maybe you talk something about others, maybe you do something. So Sayyidina Abu Hurairah, he said, whenever I commit a sin, I will find the consequences of that sin on my family and even in my donkey. The donkey that will carry me won't be obedient that day because of my sin. And I have a problem with my wife because of my sin. So I know that I am a sinner. So these things blocking us. Sins. They are a type of sins. Those sins. We never care of it. Now it became common in our own life. Like for example, white lie. White lie. First time I know lie have color. Lie is lie. Yani if I say something, oh, you know, there is something, when you go and come back, he say, oh, I didn't find it. It's white lie. It's killing. Sayyidina Rasulullah, they asked him, Ya Rasulullah, al-mu'min yazni, commit zina? He said, he's not. When you commit zina, in a ma'asiyah, but there is tawbah. Yeah, he said, yeah, there's tawbah. Yeah, no, he drank. Yeah, he commit. It happened. But he come back. But not he go and come back and always. After that, the door will close. This is play. Allah Ghafoor Rahim. نَبِّ عِبَادِي أَنِّي أَنَا غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. Inform my worshipper, I am the most forgiving, the most merciful. وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي هُوَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَلِيمُ. And my punishment is severe also. Don't be playful. So he said, al-mu'min, yeah, ma'asiyah, but tawbah. They say, yakzib, al-mu'min lie. He said, no, al-mu'min is not liar at all. Shouldn't lie. No. So, we have something, white lie. Like, the mother wake up her son to go to school and he, let me sleep, mom, I want to continue a little bit. He said, do you know that the sun is already in the top of the heaven, in the top of the sky already? Well, it's not. So she started the day with light. And she wanted, oh. Then he wake up, oh, the sun is not there. I'm just telling you that to wake up. There is other ways to make our children good without lying. You can say, you see your friend so and so, he wake up by himself, and he wake up his mother, in fact. He can't mix with that one, she called him, can you advise my son? Then he will advise, because he's with him in the school. Like this, there's many ways for us to change. There's many ways for us to change. Not always use same medicine, there are many medicines. So for us, there are things we can do to change our life and change for better without committing a sin. So these things blocking us. We think about small ones, but in the life, in our life, there's so much of stories. So much of stories. They say one day, an army goes to one village, conquered that village. Those days. So the village, all of them very poor people. Very poor. So they came to one big store, food store, and they opened the door. They just opened it. In order to allow the people to come and take food. Free. But nobody came and helped. Not a single person. So after 1 week, nobody came. Someone came and closed the door and put a lock. So they came to him. They say, well, you didn't take any food from here. They said to him, why you do so? Why you close it? He said, I saw anyone start coming. So I borrow money, and I bought a padlock to lock the place, the store. They said to him, why didn't you take food? Why didn't you take food? You are hungry. You know what he said? He said, I am hungry, but I am not thief. And true, I am hungry, but not thief. Being hungry is better than go and become thief, na'udullah. Good advice. He understands the meaning of his understanding for the life is different. وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's a razzaq. Al-rizq, your rizq depends on your ibadah. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. The reason that Allah created us to worship Him. مَا أُرِيدُ مِنْهُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ. Now He ate the rizq. He said, I don't want rizq from Him. إِنَّ اللَّهُ هُوَ الرَّزَّاقُ. Telling us your ibadah, as long your ibadah is pure, with sincerity, Allah will give you halal food and He will provide you with that rizq from a door you never expected. SubhanAllah. By His help. Many of us, knocking the door of business or something, then the rizq comes from different place. With taqwa, with the understanding of the reality of the life. The Shaykh said, the Shaykh Abdul Qadir said, purify yourself from the sin. Don't allow the sin to trouble you. Make your adornment the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make the obedience of Allah as your adornment, zina. And do not leave His door. Station yourself at His door. Do not keep your face away from His door. Keep focusing His door. Station yourself at His door. Go back to Him with tawbah and don't say tomorrow. There is nothing called I will do. There is something called I am doing. We say I will do a shaitan, law. We say law, or sawfa. I will do. This we call sawfa. Sawfa in Arabic would mean I will. I'm going to. No. We're talking about the future, which has not come yet. They say this, they call sawfa. In Arabic, sawfa. I will use this sawfa. He said there is a valley in Jahannam for Ahl Sawfa. For those who they say I will do. Because they're saying I will do, they will, end of the day they will do nothing. At all. If you stay in your house, nothing will come to you. You have to move. You have to try. Only with that will be helped. There is a story about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened for you a door of barakah. There's a real story happened in Jordan before 2-3 years back. 2-3 years ago. Wedding, perkahwinan, reception. The groom, the bridegroom, the groom is the only son to the mother. One son. He has one son. The father passed away and he's the only son. And the bride was sitting there. So the mother, she was very happy that her son getting married, that is a wedding. So we were very, very happy. She came to kiss him, she came beside him. She was very happy with both of them. Come, this one, I want to take photo with you, this is my your cousin. The wife, she felt a bit unhappy. So she said to the son, to her husband, the bride, the groom, sorry, says, your mother going to stay with us in the same house, always? He said, yes, because I am the only son. And where is my mother? Where to go? He said, well, if you want us to have a happy life, easy life, without interference, for me to be a good wife for you, your mother have to go somewhere else. He said, where to go? I don't know. Nowadays they have this, you know what they call it? Nursing home? Nursing home. Nice one, good one. You can keep her there with people like her and her age, so same age. So you want me to do that? She look after me. She brought me up to this level, and you want me to do that to her? He said, if you want the happiness, now this is a second station for you. One station with your parents, another second station you have to be father one day. So he was talking with him like shaitan. Then he said, no, I cannot. She said, find a way. So when they argue, you have to find a way. I don't know. She will say, what do you want me to do? I sell my mother. She said, yes, sell. There will be people buying her. It was like arguing, you know. He got to the stage. The singer was singing. He took the mic from him. He said, there is an announcement. The people listen. Yeah. He said, today I want to sell something. I am going to auction this thing. Who's going to buy from me? What is that? He took the hand of his mother, came, and said, my mother is for sale. I want to sell my mother. Who wants to buy her? You know, people shocked. Kept quiet. What do you mean? You know, anyone opened the auction? Oh, nobody. What is doing? Really confusing. He said, looks like nobody wants to buy my mother. I am the only one who buy her. So I'm going to pay now for her, to buy her. The payment is this wife sitting there. She is talaq for me 3 times now. So no way. Talaq 3 times. Alas. Because I want to keep my mother, and I want to sell my mother and buy my wife. I will sell her as well. She's not, you know, the thing is, the next day, they go back home. He go back to her parents' house. He go to his mother's house. Someone called him. One of very known and very wealthy man. He was invited also to the same wedding. He asked him to come and visit him, so he came. This very wealthy and very rich man, he said, look, I have only one daughter. And many people come ask for her, but I never give, because I want the best man for her. You are the best man for my daughter. I offer you my daughter to marry her. Subhanallah. He married. What is this? So Allah replaced it for him the next day with someone she's very wealthy, and the father is the one who asked him. He engaged him, not he. How Allah works. Ajib. Things different. And we have to have something called wisdom. Hikmah. There's 2 things have to be together. Knowledge and wisdom. ادعو إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. You have to be wisdom to invite, to advise. So again, one day there is one daughter-in-law, she was having problem with her mother-in-law. They said there is one alim, one sheikh, he have solution to all problems. You go and see him. You go to him, he was very upset. He said, Ya sheikh, do anything to kill my mother-in-law. Allah. Anything. Please, magic, charm, jadoo, anything. You do all these things. They said, okay. What's the problem? He said, I cannot take her. She's very, she talk too much. She interfere in my life. She explained to him. He said, okay, I will do that. I need 40 days. 40 days, I'll give you something. You will take this thing for 40 days. After 40 days, she will die, and nobody will notice why she passed away. Well, nobody will diagnose what's the... So nobody will will think of you. But I want you to be kind with her for this 40 days, so nobody will suspect you. Because you always have problem and fight, and the people knows. So I want you to talk nice with her for this 40 days. Try. It is difficult, he said, but I will try to digest. Say, try. I know it's difficult, but... So he gave her a drop bottle. He said every day put 1 drop in her food. Lunch, breakfast, lunch and dinner. 1 drop from this liquid. End of the 40 days, she will die. So she said, okay. But you remember the condition, try to be nice with her, I don't want any problem. He said, inshallah. She go back home and start doing the same thing. Follow the advice of the alim, of the wise man. When the mother-in-law will say something, she will say, yes, you are right, I am wrong. Well, she said, before she asked for something, like for example, she always did make her, she's the one who have to cook. And she don't want. So she started cooking by her own, without the mother-in-law asking. She changed. Started changing some things, but he was boiling inside. And slowly, this. Subhanallah, they had after that a good relation together. The mother-in-law, she started loving her daughter-in-law too much. And she also loved her. They have very close. Now both of them against the husband. Before the mother will say to the husband, to her son, you look what your wife done. And the wife, look what your mother done. And he was, now both of them against him. So, then she was having very happy, that's after 30 days, 35 days. Then she remembered, I am putting this one for her, she's going to die. She ran to the alim with that magician. He said, please, I want her to live, she's very nice, I didn't notice that she's good, please, I want her to survive. I'm saying, nothing can be done now, it's too late. No, please, I'm ready to give my soul to her, to sacrifice myself to her. He said, what happened before? He said, no, this thing changed. He said, no, the things I gave you, the bottle is only water, in fact. The change, you are the one who changed, with the wisdom. Change your world, change your words, you're going to change your world. By changing our thing will change. Like the one, if someone is a beggar, sitting somewhere in the road, he's a blind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested him. He was sitting and beside him he put a small container and one notice board. He said, I am blind, please help me. So the people will drop coins, a little bit. Full day till end, maybe just 10, 15 coins, that's all. One day, one lady across, and she took that board, not the spot, and she changed. She changed the words. Something different. When she changed and put, the money started coming to him like shower. The container full, and he one more. SubhanAllah, what happened? Why the people start giving me like this? Then when this lady came back, he know that she's the one. He came to know that she's the one. Then he asked her, what you have written? There's nothing. Same words in different style. Earlier it was, please help me, I'm blind. I'm blind, please help me. She said, she written one, it's a beautiful day, but unfortunately I can't see it. Wow, this is a bit emotional. Now when someone say that beautiful girl, you will imagine yourself, oh, Allah, I have ni'mat al-basar. What is this? We have blessing, nobody knows about it. We are losing it. Today someone sent me, just now I showed a few of our brothers. There's one girl, she's about 4 years. She didn't see her mother. Because when the mother gave birth to her, she passed away. So she always in the school, whenever a mother comes to take their daughters, she feels that she's missing something. Subhanallah. So what she has done, she drew on the ground, picture of mother, like imagine that the mother, and she slept with the stomach side, to feel that she was still in the mother's womb, and she hoped that she would deliver and she to see her mother. She